I'm just walking down to Pebbly Beach from Station Creek Campground. It's about a 10-minute walk or so. I've got a pretty minimal bit of kit on my back just because today I'm going to go for turban snails. The water's been super dirty and windy and there's a bit of swell running, so it's really not much good for spearing. But turban snails are really easy to get, and the 2 times I've had them before, they've tasted really good. They were both just in the survival video that I did previously, but I think this time if I put a bit of effort into it and a few more ingredients, I can make a dish that actually tastes really nice. So I'm going to jump in the water. It should be quick and easy to find them, and then yeah, see how it goes. It's pretty windy today, there's a bit of swell around and the water's really dirty. You can see just behind me these rocks here. I'm going to jump in. There's a bit of a reef going out there, so I'm going to check it out and see how it is. I'm at the reef where I was planning on jumping in, and I don't know if you can see it on camera, but there is the outline of this dirty water. It's been like raining hard for the past 4 days or so, and then there's a line like right there where the clear water is. So I'm going to head out towards that way and hopefully not diving in this stuff because this looks horrible. I'm out of the water now, and that was pretty challenging conditions. The water was absolutely filthy and there was heaps of swell pushing through, so it was about as bad as it gets. But even still, I managed to get 10 turban snails, which shows you just how common they are. Now the reason I think people don't eat them more, partly it's because they don't know about them, but I think also partly it is because they're a bit of a hassle to clean. They've got this trap door on the front, which is the operculum, I think it's called, and that kind of covers the meat, and then the guts run back in. So you can boil them to get the meat out, or you can do the slightly more primitive method, which I'm going to go with, is just smash it with a rock and pull the guts out. Back at the campground now. I've got my little bag of turban snails. There's probably about 250, 300 grams there. It's a decent amount. It took quite a while to, prep it all up and tenderize it and everything, but still, it's all right. I'm going to try and do them in a satay kind of style. So on skewers, over the coals, grilled, and then with the satay sauce on top. Pretty simple, but I think it should taste pretty good, the turban snails. So I'm going to get a fire going and get that all happening. I'm getting ready now to cook the turban snail, and I realised that I forgot to buy skewers. luckily I found this piece of bamboo which has worked perfectly to make up some skewers. So I'm gonna chop up the turban snail and get it ready to chuck on the fire. Fire's burnt down nicely, it's got some hot coals going on. In Indonesia they're always cooking over charcoal, which is great, it gives it another flavour, but I think coals from a wood fire will be the second best option. It should work out fine. Now I've got my skewers of turban snail ready to go, ready to chuck on the fire. Before I do that, I'm gonna chuck some keycap manis over them, because that's when you get satay in Indo, that's how they do it there. So I'm gonna do the same thing. Satay's all done, pulling them off. In Indonesia you'd usually get them on some banana leaf with cucumber. I don't have any banana leaf, I do have some cucumber. And I've got some paper bark to substitute. Just gonna spoon on some satay. This is just satay from a jar, because couldn't really be bothered to make the proper stuff, but this stuff's still not bad. So there's the satay turban snail. I'm really interested to see what this tastes like. I'm guessing some of the pieces are going to be a bit tough because putting the skewer through them was pretty difficult, but other pieces were really tender, so I'll have to see. It's really good. Better than I expected. The keycap manis, it kind of smokes over the coals and it gives it such a good flavour. Was not expecting that. And then obviously with the satay. It's a great flavour. And they're not too tough at all, which surprises me. So I'm pretty happy with that. There are still some bits of shell from when I smashed them out though, so maybe boiling would be better so they're not full of shell. It's definitely interesting though. I mean, these things are so common and you don't really hear about eating them very often, so it's good to try. They are a bit of a hassle to prep though, so if you're in a spot where you could get abalone, then you probably wouldn't bother with these because it just takes too long. But yeah, that's it.